Have you ever had your world flipped upside down by something so trivial it sounds made up? For me, it was a flimsy ID card swirling down a grimy storm drain, sparking a wildfire I never saw coming. I'd just settled into Oak Ridge Meadows, a picture-perfect suburb in sunny California, back in the spring of 2022, hoping for a fresh start after my messy divorce. You know, the type: manicured lawns that screamed perfection, houses painted in approved shades of beige, and neighbors who waved like they were auditioning for a commercial. But beneath that glossy facade lurked a pressure cooker of rules and resentments, enforced by the iron-fisted homeowners association. I figured it'd be boringly peaceful, a place to bury myself in work and forget the ex. Boy, was I wrong. It all exploded on a crisp Tuesday morning in May. I was nursing my coffee, staring out the kitchen window, when the landscaping crew accidentally flicked some soil onto this woman's prized azaleas. Harmless specks, the kind that'd rinse off in a light drizzle. But Victoria Hale burst from her door like a storm cloud, her sleek auburn hair whipping in the wind, stilettos stabbing the pavement. She was the queen bee around here, the HOA president who'd turned neighborhood watch into a personal vendetta machine. Her voice pierced the air, accusing the workers of ecological sabotage against her blooms. The guys stammered apologies, offering to hose it down themselves, but she wasn't hearing it. Her face flushed crimson, veins bulging like she might keel over right there. Then her eyes locked on me, peeking from my porch like a deer in headlights. "You? In that house, this is your doing, isn't it?" I had no clue what she meant, but I stepped forward, trying to play peacemaker. Big mistake. She demanded my driver's license, citing some obscure HOA bylaw about identifying disruptors. I handed it over, thinking it'd calm her down, maybe end with a forced laugh and awkward handshake. Instead, she scrutinized it like it had insulted her ancestors, then marched to the nearest drain. My gut twisted as she pried open the cover, holding my ID over the abyss. Our eyes met, gleaming with triumph, and she let it drop. Splash. Gone into the murky depths, carried away on a current of filth. "Learn some respect for the rules, mister," she sneered, dusting her hands like she'd swatted a fly. I stood frozen, rage boiling under the shock. Dive in after it? Confront this lunatic? Both felt futile. The card was lost, and yelling at her seemed like poking a hornet's nest. Humiliation burned hot as I grabbed a branch, probing the drain in my work clothes, emerging reeking of sewage while she smirked from afar. Calling the cops over a tossed license? They'd laugh me off. Suing for a $20 replacement? Pathetic. But the fallout hit hard. The DMV droned about a 3-week wait. My bank flagged accounts for verification delays, stalling a vital wire transfer. Suddenly, my quiet reboot was chaos. All because some entitled bully couldn't handle dirt on dirt-loving flowers. That night, fury fueled my digging. As an environmental analyst for a consulting firm, I'm wired to uncover hidden patterns. Scrolling HOA forums led to local headlines. Victoria's name tied to a staggering $8 billion coastal resort venture, mired in red tape over endangered meadowlarks nesting on the site. Federally protected birds versus big money talk about a powder keg. Was her meltdown random, or a calculated strike to scare off nosy newcomers like me? The timeline gnawed at me. I'd moved in just as permits hung by a thread. Paranoia crept in. Was I a perceived threat? I couldn't let it slide. Channeling my skills, I mapped the site with GPS, snapping crystal-clear photos of those tiny birds flitting unaware amid the proposed bulldozer paths. A call to the EPA's agent Laura Benson met initial frost. Got hard data? Or just sour grapes? But my evidence packet shifted her tone. We'll investigate. Meanwhile, Victoria's emails flooded inboxes, veiled threats about disruptive elements, eroding harmony. Her words dripped venom, but they backfired, handing me proof of harassment. Doubts plagued me in the wee hours. Was this justice for the birds, or petty payback for my soaked pride? My folks would have called it noble, my ex obsessive. But stories trickled in from neighbors during twilight walks. An old couple, the Millers, confided how Victoria forced them to uproot heirloom lilacs planted by the wife's late mom over height violations. She timed them, clipboard in hand, as tears fell. Another family paid fines for kids' chalk art on their own driveway, dubbed vandalism. Gnomes banished, paint jobs vetoed. Phantom Pets blamed it was a reign of terror, folks fleeing rather than fight. Then the retaliation ramped up. Anonymous complaints hit my HR desk, aggressive activism disrupting peace. My palms slicked during the grilling. Explaining the sewer saga without sounding nuts was torture. Paranoia spiked coworkers whispering. I fired back, forwarding bird docs to Laura. Her EPA team pounced. But the gut punch? County files revealed Victoria siphoning HOA dues for years, tens of thousands funneled to her lawyers, settling her own feuds. Community cash propping her throne. Tensions boiled at a June Vision Forum in the clubhouse. Victoria strutted, unveiling resort timelines to applause. Mid-pitch, her phone erupted. She ducked out, returning ashen. Through the glass, her composure fractured. An EPA envoy arrived, slapping down papers. Project frozen. Habitat breach confirmed. Gasps echoed. The room thawed. Neighbors vented years of bottled rage. Victoria's empire teetered, her smugness evaporating into desperate denial. She struck wildly, staging litter in my yard at dawn, emailing proof of my debauchery. My cams caught her, adding to my dossier. An exporter tipped more fraud, the web tightened. Sleepless, I questioned my metamorphosis, crusader or monster. But the miller's sobs echoed someone had to end it. The July emergency assembly was her Alamo, media swarming the hall. She railed against my vendetta, but I unveiled the arsenal. Footage of her planting trash, victim statements, embezzlement ledgers. The crowd inhaled sharply. Then Laura stormed in with feds, faked eco-reports exposed. Mrs. Hale, come with us, fraud charges. No drama, just her defiant sputter fading as agents led her out, met by silence from those she'd crushed. The fallout? Cataclysmic. The $8 billion dream imploded, investors bolting with suits flying. Victoria's assets seized, her mansion auctioned. I snagged it anonymously, pennies on the dollar. Elected HOA head, I overhauled rules for fairness. My firm scored a fat lark preservation contract, life upgraded. Months later, sipping Joe in her former garden, I watched her load a rusty van in threadbare clothes. Our stares clashed. She approached, voice hollow. You destroyed me. I lifted my mug. Actions echo. She nodded, broken, and drove off. Those birds thrive now. The hood breathes easy chalk masterpieces, quirky decor blooming. But was it righteous fury or ruthless score settling? Did I save an ecosystem or weaponize the law for ego? What about you? Would you have gone full throttle, risking it all to topple a bully, even if it meant blurring lines between hero and hypocrite? Or let the system grind on, sparing the fallout but enabling more victims? Drop your hot takes below. Did I cross into vengeance or spark overdue justice? Hit like if you'd fight back, comment your verdict, and subscribe for more real-life showdowns that make you rethink everything.